All right, y'all. Here to solve the crossword for February 9th, 2025. I'll switch my screen over in a moment, but in the meantime, I'm also drinking. I got a cup of water, keep myself hydrated because it's Sunday. These will tend to take longer, and my throat will get dry. And I'm also drinking a Firestone Mind Haze Cosmic Crusher because fuck it, what else am I doing in the meantime? Um, Solving crosswords. This one's a Sunday, so that means there may or may not be a theme, and we'll get into that. Sundays are usually around the same difficulty as a Wednesday, so very feasible, but because it's larger, it takes longer, and there's more opportunity for weird things to happen that could prevent you from either solving completely or just a lot of guesswork involved that will be hard to find where something may have gone wrong. So that's part of the game of doing these things. I'm gonna just go through the crossword, talk through my thought process. I'm not even just gonna go through all the acrosses first, then all the downs. Do that a second time around before I really start just trying to hone in on filling everything. I really start with the pencil feature because I don't want to use pen right away in case I'm just making wild guesses or I'm not too sure about stuff. So very much how I would prefer to use it if I'm doing it on pen and paper. Like using a red pen, which is relatively light, before going over it for sure things with a black or blue pen. Don't use pencil because if you try to erase a pencil anyways, you start erasing the printed ink and that becomes a whole mess in itself because you fuck up your eraser with the ink. So um, enough talking about that. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the theme for this Sunday is what's it all about? We'll just have to see what that means when we come to our theme answers. My keyboard may be loud. I'm going to be checking the audio for that later. All right, so let's get started. Again, I'm just going to burn through all the acrosses. And also have to check what the font size is, if I can try to make it bigger or not. Ooh, already burping from the beer. So dressed in, the parentheses in means that the word term is dressed in, and that the answer will actually have in after it as well. So dressed is the word you're trying to um, get an answer for, and it's followed by in when it's commonly used. So this is very likely clad in facial cream amount. So a dab, I think, is usually what you would put here. Dab also pretty common crossword word. So shoot. I might actually take notes on the side here too. One moment. Oops. And I'm not solving for time. Okay. Cool. Oh, sorry. I was in the other window, so game paused. But yeah, I'm taking note of crosswordies on my notes app on the side. Crosswordies being just common words that are used in crosswords to be filler. They tend to be clued the same, but when you get into the later days of the week, like Friday and Saturday in particular, they tend to have tougher clues, but that helps you just really lock in the answers you're going to commonly see. I'm not going to say every week even, but you just start building up for those. Anyways, we'll keep going. So Harriet Tubman was one for the Union. Um, Honestly, do not know. I think a Union rep is the closest generic answer I can get here. Rep also being crosswordies in itself. So more ambiguous or difficult terming, if correct. Place in the pyramid. So place is an ambiguous word. It can mean verb to place inside a pyramid, which I think is the usage here, to entomb. But it could also mean a place in a pyramid, like a location in a pyramid. So like a chamber is what would come to mind, but that doesn't fit. Either would work and is very fair game, and is the point of having these types of clues in a crossword. Cool. Keeping it going. Site of the USS Arizona Memorial. I have no clue. I think that for these, USS Arizona, for example, is a bit of a red herring, because it would make me think Arizona, then it would make me think Yuma, but USS Arizona is a ship and could be located anywhere. So I don't know, and I am going to leave that blank. If it ends up being Yuma, that's cool, but I really don't think that there's reason for me to feel strongly that's so. So I'll just leave it blank for now. Head of a noted animal rescue project. I mean, I want to say like Jane, noted animal rescue project. Nemo? I don't know, Dory? I'm like animal rescue, like Finding Nemo. I want to put Marlin for the dad, but that's not going to fit. It's probably something more real. I'm thinking of any way type of animal rescue, and yeah, I got nothing. Prospectors, targets. So prospector meaning the people who dig for gold. So ores, plural. Kind of weird to me, but we're gonna go ahead with that. I feel like loads would be a better fit here, but ore itself is also crosswordy, so I'm taking note of that as well, if true. And 20 cross, if it is ores. And we can go over that later. Take me to your leader, just common pop culture shit. TV search for the Titanic for one, question mark. So question mark, that means you're usually going to pun. This is also mixed with a little bit of like, for example, terminology. So I'm probably going to skip this, and it's possible this is a theme clue as well, because it is a longer one. So I'm going to go ahead and skip it for now. We'll see what the downs reveal when we come back across, and then maybe we can start guessing what the theme is, or maybe by the time we get to another theme answer, we're going to have a better idea. Okay. 5th century conqueror who tried and failed to take Rome. One thing I'm also realizing right now is, because I'm plugged into everything with my 2 monitors, I'm looking, I have my browser on my top monitor. I'm using my laptop's camera, and I remember going through this before and there being a reason why I chose to do the crossword on the bottom screen. So let me see what happens if I move it. Okay. I'm starting to remember now. All right. Okay. And now we can see, it looks like I'm looking to the camera more. Just when I look up into the OBS, that's just when I look like I'm looking up, which is better than the entire time. So, all right, we'll stick with this. It just looks smaller on my laptop. All right, 5th century conqueror who tried and failed to take Rome. Is that Attila? Attila, 2 T's. Attila the Hun, I think. I don't know. Seems like a fine guess. I don't even know if it's 2 T's or 2 L's or both, but I'm just going to throw that in as a guess. I don't know if it's remotely true or not, but it'll be an easy one to get rid of. charcuterie assortment, so meats. Fun fact, charcuterie is actually technically a meat board, I believe. Someone told me this, where if it's not meats, it's just a cheese plate, so, or a cheese board. So yeah, feel free to correct me on that. It's hard to see something that is hard to see. I'll come back to it. It'll probably be obvious if we get a couple of downs, maybe even just one. Champagne is likely a Moet. Honk, maybe toot. Just a guess. Chestnuts? I don't know. Something plural though. Instructions for slaying Dracula, question mark. So another one that's likely a theme clue. So I'm going to go ahead and skip it for now. Let's compare it to the other one for now though. I'm not going to make a good guess, but maybe we'll start thinking what is. So the theme is what's it all about? Instructions for slaying Dracula. Search for the Titanic for one. So I don't know how these would connect. Dracula obviously being popular in TV and movies, so there could be a connection there. What's it all about? Could be from a TV show or movie. No clue. Tibetan beast. So Tibetan a lot of times makes me think of Yeti, which is common crosswordese, but because it's plural with beasts, I don't think it'll be Yeti. So this makes me think it might be yaks, or I think news are from Africa, but is also crosswordese. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with yaks, because also ending a down with a G is less likely than with a Y. So we're gonna stick with yaks for this one. Realm, domain, I think fits pretty well here. Concern in data transmission, so could be different things, but 4 letters. The only 2 things that pop into my head immediately are lag and security. Lag, security, and I can't even think of a word for like completeness at this point, which is kind of sad because computer science. But yeah, I'll keep going. Shoppers, conveniences. I want to say carts, honestly. Could be bags. ATMs, probably. Convenience if you need cash. All right, tributary of the Colorado River. I don't know. Bit of Rasta headwear. Don't know. Keep going. Tribe along the Missouri River. I'll keep going. For tribes, you would probably end up with Oto, actually. This is more crosswordese, which is why I put that there. I don't know any of the tribes. But, dice roll wise, it's worth trying out. Broadway offering titled with dots and dashes, question mark. So I feel like the dots and dashes is an allusion to Braille. So you would want to try to think of a Broadway show that you can swap the word Braille in, whether it's sounds like or is adding an extra letter into. Again, this is with question mark, so there's a trick to it and is likely one of the theme answers. So I'm going to keep going, but just keeping that in mind. One's moving with the music, so even though it's a question mark, I don't think this is a theme answer because it's shorter and it just followed one that I think is the theme answer. but it's still a play on words, so one's moving with the music. If you don't make it a play on words or a pun, it means someone who just moves with the music. So the word that's has the double meaning here is likely one, but moving itself, how would something else move with music? I don't know. So I'll keep going. High protein diet, so paleo. Nat Geo channel, go Disney. Prove untrue. I want to say refute. There's probably other words that fit here. That's just what comes to mind. Farm call could be moo for a cow. It could be ba for a sheep. And it also is rarely ma for a sheep as well. I'm actually going to leave this in for fun because it's pretty infrequent that it ends up being ma. Belfry locale. Some country. I don't know. Is it Germany? I'm going to skip it. Indian dish featuring potatoes and cauliflower. I don't know, but if I get downs, then I'll be able to identify a dish I do know, and I could just throw it in there. Rear. I want to put like a rump or something. Rump, hind. Seat. You know, it could be one of those. Yeah, okay, I'm going to put rump. Again, I'm not looking at the downs at all, so I think rump is very likely not going to be it. Or I'm not looking at the clues of the downs, but I'm seeing what could pair with the crosses to make a down. Also acknowledging that my ma is the stretch guess. All right, another theme clue. So TED Talk about neuropsychology, question mark. Shit, I can't even think of what this might be, to be honest. So we're just gonna need the downs to give us a little bit more info, and I can't even relate this to any of the theme answers. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Syllables of reproof, I'm not sure. Tisk itself being a crosswordese. So is this our plan or not? I want to put something like, are we set? In quotation marks, this is something that's said, so the hour alludes to having the word we in there. Quotes tend to be difficult to do without any crossing letters because it can literally be anything, something someone says. It'll very rarely be a what's it called? It'll rarely be an actual like quote or idiom. And often you'll be able to interchange words with the same amount of letters. So I'm just throwing this in there, and good chance it's wrong. And I guess this is our first multi-word answer that I'm putting in. Some crosswords will tell you when there's multiple words. New York Times does not. Makes it tougher, but in a good way. One's whistling while they work. So obviously there's a question mark, and obviously without that you would think dwarves. I'm going to go say teapots though. It's something plural. The only thing I can think of that whistles is a teapot. That is not dwarves, which I think actually fits too, but it is just very much not the answer. May Day is something day in Hawaii. Holiday slogan, I do not know. Lay Day, maybe? Lay is crosswordese. I'm going to put that down as well. You see this clued in many, many different ways. When you see Hawaii, think lay. Like tightwads, stingy perhaps. Stingy, what is the word they use for Scrooge? Miserly. Miserly doesn't fit, so we're going with stingy. Poetic tribute is an ode, one of the crosswordeses of crosswords. So you'll see that a lot. Got to know these. Basically, when you start building up your bank of crosswordies, you just have this giant list of words that you're trying to shove in anywhere that it remotely sticks. It'll be right most of the time, and when it's wrong, it's easy to just throw out the window. Lose ground, say, erode. The say, I feel, is unnecessary on a Sunday. Say kind of gives a hint that it's not, or it's not the way you would usually take it. So losing ground meaning like you're going backwards as opposed to quite literally losing ground. It could mean either way without the say and with the say. So feels unnecessary to me, or unnecessary and at least unhelpful. Scout's container. So what is a scout? Could just mean like Boy Scout. Could mean, yeah, could mean like in the army, someone who scouts ahead, someone who does recon. What would the container be? I don't know. We're gonna skip it. U-Haul ad. This may be a theme clue because of the question mark. And I'm actually starting to wonder if there is a trick to the clues. We're having to like chop off the beginning letter or something. U-Haul, TED Talk. No letter to chop off for broadband. B roadway offering, Yeah. Okay, so that seems to be a red herring. When I get to instructions, there's nothing you could really do with that. But TV itself. So we'll see what happens once we get through the downs. I still don't have any clues on what the theme might be. Sister of Hades, so gotta know all the Greek gods and goddesses. The only one I know off the top of my head is Hera. I know Jared Leto, Lita, something was there I think yesterday, so that might end up being it. They tend to use the same answer with different clues to just kind of get you accustomed to the different difficulty levels and the different types of cluing. So helps you if you're doing things consistently and checking the answers after. Picture of Pluto, for example. Pluto not being the planet, or I guess it's not a planet anymore, but the actually the cartoon. Again, go to Disney. This would be Cell, CEL. Another crosswordese, commonly used, and is why I'm very confident in it. Org holding an annual basketball championship since 1939. I mean, I'd have to guess NCAA if it's 4 letters, so we'll see what ends up being. Metaphorical bit of progress, so maybe a step. Like, is that really metaphorical? It's just common terminology, so we're just gonna see what it ends up being. I might even forget that I'm saying this when we come back to it, but yeah, I think this is not great cluing. It's a bit misleading if it's step because it says metaphorical, but since step is commonly used to refer to progress, it results in overthinking. Spice quaff, so chai likely. But after Jack perhaps. So with question mark. This makes me think of drinking Budweiser after Jack Daniels and Chaser. There you go. Chasing your shot of Jack with some Bud. Something mind, I don't know, but I'm going to go with hive mind. Could be anything. Mind being lowercase, so it's not a proper noun. Any word can fill that. Any multiple words can fill that, actually. Email thread with a donate now message, question mark. So like this just makes me think of like campaign spam mail. Again with the question mark. This I would and the length. This is likely one of the theme clues. So I'm gonna keep going. Chow time, dinner's ready, eat up, dinner served. None of those really fit. So it's in quotation marks again, like I mentioned. It could be really anything that someone would say for a meal, that a meal's ready, that it's time to eat. So I'll go ahead and skip it. We'll see what the downs are. Chuck, likely toss. I solemnly swear for one, so that's oath. Also crosswordies, so I'll put that down. Longtime restaurant critic. I don't know restaurant critics, so I'm gonna skip this feature of the Nina, but not the Pinta. Enye tilde. So Nina and Pinta are ships from Columbus thing, and so it makes you tries to trick you into thinking of the actual ships and what are the difference between the two, but quite literally for the names, Nina has the tilde on the second N, Pinta doesn't. Milan Fashion House. I'm like thinking like Versace, Prada, Gucci. I don't know. Skipping. Getting us at completing this crossword puzzle? Question mark. Again, theme clue. We'll see what the downs are. This is likely the last one because of the length of the rest of the acrosses, but I do not know. I don't have a suspicion on what the theme might be, so I'm just gonna go through all the downs after this, like I was already planning to, and we'll see if I can come up with anything when we come back around. Flattened in a way, so it could be ironed. That's a weird way to use to refer to flattened, but that's just the first word that comes to mind. Flattened being past tense, I at least can put the ed and be likely correct. That could also be wrong, but we'll see. Contribution to a pot, so pot contribution when you're playing poker, you ante up, or yeah, reason someone might go streaking. So this automatically makes you think of like stripping naked, running around. Streaking could mean different things potentially here. I can't think of another usage, but yeah, all that comes to mind for streaking is like finals week in college, or yeah, Frank the Tank in old school. To be in gay Paris. Être common, and I'm not even confident in that, but I'm throwing it anyways. It is crosswordies. I think anti I can be considered crosswordies as well. I'm typing these down on the side, by the way. I don't think Etra's too common, but I think it qualifies. Common sonata enders, don't know. I'll put S for plural. Pluto. So Pluto already showed up earlier as a as a cartoon, so they're not going to use Pluto in the same way. So this is going to be referring to Pluto either as the god, is it god or goddess, or Pluto as the planet itself. I'm going to go ahead and say it's the planet itself, and you get another crosswordies for planet or any celestial body, being, orb. So again, we already have, let me count, about 13 crosswordies answers that I've plugged in. Again, not some of them might be wrong, but we'll see. Error of the game show called The Cube. I think that's the fucking Dwayne Wade show, but I don't know what channel it's on. Very strong probability that the middle letter is B, and even that the last letter is C, because ABC, NBC, the only one that doesn't end with C is CBS for network channels, and I'm pretty sure it's a network channel, so we'll just leave it at that. And 127 across, off to someone's inbox, send off as a verb, as opposed to off could also be if you off something to someone's inbox, it would be send, or if something, being that email, was off to someone's inbox, that would be sent. I'm just gonna go ahead with yeah, we'll keep it doesn't matter, we'll come back. So 28 minutes in, took a long time. Got through all of the acrosses, got a bunch, but still have no clue what the theme is, so we're just going to go through the downs now. Pink drink for short is Cosmo. I don't know if I consider that crossword ease, but it's not like it's never popped up. Place for a flag pin, lapel. I feel like that does count as crossword ease to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just I've done these enough or seen them just like 5 times and it feels like it's crossword ease. Up could mean different things, so alert, up, awake, aware, arisen. Can't think of anything that has the A from meets, which I feel decent about, so I'm going to keep going. Cable channels, something plural but with a question mark, so what could cable channels mean other than actually the channels on cable? It could be the channels that cables run through, so like ducts. Not sure if that's the answer, but it fits, so I'm going to leave it. It's stranded in a cell, so cell being like in our bodies, so DNA is a crossword ease. I'm going to put that down too. You actually tend to see RNA a lot more than DNA. Early ISP, AOL. I feel like not so frequent for crossword ease these days, but still there. Spike. Could be different things. Spike being just a straight up like a spiky, pointy thing. We'll come back to it. Or a spike, from volleyball, like a smash, but I can't think of anything that starts with a B. Bad thing to end on. End on a raw. And again, rep and ors could very well be wrong. I feel decent about domain, but these could all be wrong, and I can't think of anything either using these letters or in general that'll be worth putting in here. It's a bit of a long answer, so could be difficult. Leading to approval, so this makes me think pre-approval, which means rep would be wrong. If we check the across, we just removed, so Harriet Tubman was one for the union, and I really don't know what would be there other than rep, union rep. Again, I did not have confidence in that answer. It was just something that seemed to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the pre in there. Polite affirmation. So yes, ma'am. Actually, spy for the union. So we'll come back to I lied. I'm not going to blindly go through the downs. If I remove an across that I had before, I'm going to try to replace it. But if I didn't have before, I'll keep going. Sour note here. I was going to put sore note, but end on a sour note. I'm pretty sure sour note's the right way to put it. And again, yes, ma'am here. All right, put over the moon, elate. Just common vocabulary. I think it does count as crossword ease as well. So noting that down. Already got the crosses to get this net, but is it correct? Something that if you cut a hole in it, actually has fewer holes than before. So yeah, if you have a net, pretend it looks like that, and you cut this connection, 2 holes become 1, correct. I'm actually going to pen that in now because we had a lot of the crosses that got it right, so I guess Attila was correct. Inked up, tattooed. I don't want to say tattoo is necessary. Tattooed as a past tense verb itself is not crosswordese. You are very likely to see tat as short for getting tattooed, or for tattoo, or for ink. But tattoo itself, rare, and tattooed, past tense, even rarer. All right. Just awful. I see all the crosses, feel good about them, so I'm just gonna put odious. Honestly, don't know if that's a good synonym, but it's a word I know that fits. Offerings in some fruit bowls, so melons. Let's correct that. Actor Benjamin Bratt. I don't know. Is it just Bratt with 2 T's? I'm just gonna skip it. I don't care. If I get the across and I fill that in, that's great. There's no. I don't want it to mislead me by putting a wrong letter. Is all. Position of authority. I think helm is a good fit here. So I'll leave that. Could be wrong. Vodka brand, Stoli, I would say is crosswordese. So Stoli at 21 down. My goodness, I say, good chap. That is also crosswordese in itself. Thigh muscle, quad. You don't see that often, but I have seen quad a number of times before. So we're starting to get downs to fill out for making guesses for the acrosses, which is awesome. So for that first one, we'll come back to the second one. We're getting good downs on the across now too, so feeling pretty good about that. Toy inventor with a background in sculpture and architecture. I'm pretty sure, is it Esno or no? And then Rubik, the Rubik's Cube. Creator, so that means teapots is wrong, but another synonym for teapot is kettle, so I'll stick that in already. I think it's Erno. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. And just to point out that that does fit with Oto here, as did tattooed. I kind of want this. I feel like this is like Eero though. I don't know. We're sticking with it. Fuck it. Living wage, perhaps? Fits with yaks. So yaks I'm feeling good about now too. Take off the top, skim. Thurman, Uma Thurman is common. Crosswordese. And I feel like there's a good amount in this puzzle. So yeah, partner of dagger, cloak and dagger. So refute seems to be wrong. Remove these. I feel better about cloak than I do refute. I can't even remember what I said when I put refute. It's just a word that came to mind. And now I don't feel so great about Rubik, but kettles does fit. So we'll see what happens when we get to the downs for kettles. Hardly a romp. Romp could mean like going on a bender. Romp could mean a game where you, a close game. I don't know what this will be. I feel good about the S and the G, so I'm just going to keep going. We'll see if we can get acrosses the next time around to help us out here. Wrigglers by the Nile, so crosswordese here for asps. Asp itself being the crosswordese and making it plural, so 42 down. I'll put that on the side as well. Like Mike, rap. Like something. Rap hit, fueling the Drake. Actually don't know. I don't follow this stuff much. If I were to put a word here, like that fits, and maybe that's right. Good timely clue for the Super Bowl. But we'll keep going. Fabric similar to suede. I can't think of anything, so I'm just going to keep going. Something weak, TV ratings period. I'm gonna keep going. Cover for a hardwood floor. So this W and this G do not work at all together. But I can't think of what would even be a cover for a hardwood floor. Like tarp is the only word I could think of. Canvas, maybe. Wax. Laminate. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. This evening in commercialese. Tonight, spelled this way. Not too common. I feel like everything that's appeared before I'm just marking as crosswordese. Are my elbows ashy? Fuck. They are, huh? Okay, I'm gonna make sure not to do that. Climber's aid, hold, perhaps. I'll just put that alone. Could be different things, so I'm gonna skip it. Bunch of hard eyes. I don't know from the downs. I think rump is wrong, but even if I ignore that, I'm not sure what this would end up being, so I'm going to keep going. Long time. I'm going to go with eon here, actually. This eon is crosswordese. I know it goes against everything that I've already put across here, but again, I said this is likely not ma, so I'm going to put moo. And rump is wrong. And did I say hind is one of them? So I'm going to put that. So I'm going to come back to this across that we skipped. Hard eyes, smile, something. I'm going to skip it because I can't think of what the significance of having the hearts would be for what I have here right now. Roll of green, so sod already had all the acrosses to build this, and sod itself again is crosswordese that you will see all the time. Cool. Harmonic R&B subgenre, like, I don't know, why is it harmonic? Is any, well, like, what music is not harmonic? I'm going to skip it, but I'm just noting that ode is what I feel is strong. The R we set, I'm going to even remove already, but no, I'll keep it. Like for a subgenre in my head, it's like neo soul. We'll skip it though. Goated. Here, I'm going to remove it now. So this is where it's past tense. This is not going to be an ed here. This is going to be something on. It could be in, but it's very like led on. But then you have to figure out what this word is here. And even then, this e could be wrong. And it's something that is a irregular conjugation of the verb. Nope. So we'll keep going. When doubled, chocolate treat. Bonbon? Is a bonbon chocolate? I'm going to put it. Bonbon. If you watch Married with Children, bonbon being one of, if not the favorite treat for Peggy Bundy. Journalist Holt, do not know. I'm going to keep going. Herbal supplement used as a cold remedy. Can't think of anything, so I'll keep going. Condition that may involve repetitive behaviors for short, so I'll put OCD is the likely answer for 3 letters, and I'll keep going. I won't consider it crosswordese. I haven't seen that in quite a while. Dragster would be hot rod, so step is wrong. Metaphorical bit of progress. I can't think of anything that just fits in there easily for a D. All right. Term of endearment is likely hun, H-O-N, spelled H-O-N, just lopping off the E and the Y for honey. The way it's clued is crosswordese. Lately, this is Also competing with Bay for modern slang, but given that stingy's already in there for me, even if it's wrong, I'm gonna mash it with hun. It's a thing, item is a thing. Item also crosswordies, but you'll often see it referring to, most often see it referring to a couple in the news, a couple like a celebrity couple, and then also part of a list. But yeah, TLC is the trio with no scrubs. Next, something blue that follows black or red. So black something, red something, but something blue. Blue could mean the color blue. Blue could mean sad. Black sea, water being blue. Black sea, red sea. Adam's apple locale, Eden, the apple in the Garden of Eden. Adam's apple, with the double definition for Adam's apple in the neck. But no, it's Eden with all the downs that we got. Spanish meal list. No clue. Keep going. Welcome at the door. CN can be considered crosswordese. Imprint, etch. Definitely what I would consider crosswordese. So again, if I were doing this, not typing on my side, on the side of my other monitor, not kind of explaining things, I'd be way faster than 45 minutes I'm at right now, and I'm not even through the downs for the first time around. Home of sriracha, where the hot sauce was invented, so that'd probably be Thailand. So toss, wrong. Chuck, hurl is another synonym there, but we know sriracha is from Thailand, so we're gonna go with that. Did some winter riding. Slade. Does that mean orb is wrong here? Oh man, I was wrong. I don't think whatever here would end with a B regardless, but this also being did, verb, past tense. Slade feels correct here. Pluto could be a dog, but again, between the using Disney twice, I did mention, there you go. I did mention Pluto is also a Greek god or goddess, so that's where you go, God. The third one is often dangerous. Third rail. Roof overhang. Eve, very much in the world of crosswordies. Words that don't mean much are never used, but are used to just fill. So I'll note that down too. Hit 8 down. Computer's process of storing data, caching. So easy answer for computer folk. Superlative, EST. The EST. And that is crosswordies as well. Can also be clued for Eastern Standard Time. But here we're going with EST, superlative. Shout out to Bianca Belair. Cylindrical Mexican pastry. Churro fits in here. I had to look at the answer for what might fit. Off the top of my head, I didn't have the answer. Is it Harmon? Mark Harmon, I think is his name. We'll see what the crosses are. Yoga type, Hatha yoga. Crowd noise, roar. I feel like roar does count as crosswordies, so I'm going to put that down as well. I'm already burping a lot. Oh, you're in on this too? Et tu crosswordies, et tu brute. Be in charge of as a committee, chair. Substances in sports, scandals familiar, roids, require, need, maybe. listings on a blog roll. I want to put posts, but it doesn't fit there. I can't think of a synonym that'll fit there, so I'm just gonna keep going. In the 1% being elite, that being crosswordies in itself. 106 down. All right. Decorate, adorn. I won't count that as crosswordies. I don't think it's uncommon, but it's also it's borderline. Believe it. Tenet. That also is borderline. Yeah, I'm realizing everything that I just recognized before I'm starting to consider crosswordies, but even both adorn and tenet, they have a lot of common letters in them. So fuck it, I'm putting them both down. And orb is wrong, so I'm gonna remove that. All right. It's passed on the way to the bar for short, LSAT, bar exam, Keanu's roll, Keanu's roll, Neo. So those are both actually crosswordies. LSAT, I feel like I haven't seen in a while, but it'll pop up here and there. Neo can be used in different ways. And this time they use it in terms of the matrix, which is one of the ways they tend to use it. GTO, haven't seen in a while, but is tried and true crosswordies. So this is really giving a lot of layups to get the acrosses that I have not gotten. And there you go. Pluto was not an orb, but a ball is. So we got it. Let's see if that one sticks. And the last down. Every day in French, tout something jour. Your, I don't know French, so we'll just come back to it. But that's all the downs, and we're just gonna kind of lock everything in at this point. As we go back through the acrosses, if we get a new across, if we change anything, then we'll just check what the down is. Maybe if there's a lot of acrosses that are potentially going to fill in the down since we haven't come back, well, we can check all of those even in the area and then verify the down. So ready or not, here we go. We didn't change any of these, so we'll go site here, Oahu. So again, easy city to plug in. Oahu itself considered crosswordies. If we go down, up, ahead, easy to plug in. And we'll keep going. Head of a NOAA animal rescue project, so NOAA. That can even be considered crosswordies. Check the down here. Spike. I don't know. We'll keep going. Or as we put in before, leaders locked in. Special request is very likely what this is here. So let's check out what the actual clue is and if this will help us understand the, just realized I shifted this around. Let me fix that up a little bit. So what's it all about is the theme. Special request is the answer for this clue, and the clue is TV search for the Titanic for one. Special request. This could be special quest, and the re is added in there in the middle because a search is a quest. But I don't have anything concrete coming from this and how it relates to what's it all about. Spike, Barb fits, so we'll throw that in. Attila we had first time around, and it's locked in. Meets as well, it's hard to see. Blur, so pen that in. Fits a blur. Moet is good. Toot holds. Chestnuts, I guess old saw, a chestnut, like a Chestnut of Wisdom, I guess. That's kind of weird. Old Saw itself is considered crosswordized, even though it's a longer answer. So that's an interesting way to clue it. Maybe we'll remember it one day. I probably won't. Instructions for slaying Dracula, manual recount. So you recount, you remember, and that also closes out the Benjamin Bratt. But I'm really not getting the theme here with inserting the re. I get how it plays into the pun part, but what's it all about? What does it have to do with re? Manual count, manual recount, special request, manual recount. Okay, I get it. It's so it's like email. I need a manual regarding count. It's a special regarding a quest. And so, yeah. There you go. Kind of got it. Regarding, what's it all about? Regarding. So Yax was confirmed, domain confirmed, data loss. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. ATM's kind of confirmed. Tributary, Giza? Is it Gila? Gila River? Check the downs, fuck it. Hardly a romp. Slog. Romp meaning like you're just going through easily, so it's a slog instead. And down, cover for a hardwood floor. Can't think of anything, so we'll keep going. Bit of Rasta headwear. Tam. Tam is considered crosswordese, but also usually be referred to in terms of Scottish headwear. So they switched it up. Rasta headwear, I guess so. I disagree, but I don't know shit about Rasta, so I'll believe it. Broadway offering, titled with dots and dashes. Show remorse. Oh, so not. It is not Braille. I'm sorry. Braille is the 6 dots. So show regarding Morse. And we'll check the downs real quick. Fabric, moleskin. Something. Sweep squeak. Is it sweep squeak? I think it is. Climber's aid. Rope. I had a hold, which would be more for like rock climbing, but rock climbing, bouldering, indoor, as opposed to rope for just mountain climbing in general. Cover for a hardwood floor, area rug. For some reason, hardwood floor, I was thinking of like a basketball arena, but this is just like in a house, so area rug. Alone, solely, perhaps. I don't like this at all, if this is true, but for some reason I think it is going to end up being true. Because alone is an adjective and solely is an adverb. And I know more in modern English, the adverb is kind of going out of style, is what I hear. But I think from a more established standpoint, it's lazy cluing. Unless, I guess, yeah, I don't think it's proper to use alone as an adverb, so that's my opinion there. Anyways, if that's the right answer, know that I'm not happy with that. One's moving with the music, so the roadies, I can't remember what I was saying when this first popped up, but now it's very obvious. You move the equipment with the music as you go from gig to gig. I'm in love. So if you send someone all these emojis, it's a sign that you're in love. And my beer is done. So I'll keep going. Paleo, locked in. Nat Geo, locked in. Proven true, debunk. Let's check the downs real quick. Harmonic R&B subgenre, nothing comes to mind. Goated, Egged On, boom. Farm Call Moo. I did have the Ma here first, but basically when I got E on it, locked in the Moo, and I got the in Love to lock in the M. Belfry Locale. I don't know. I want to put like steeple here. I'm not even sure what locale means at this point. This would be Alu Gobi, as I mentioned. I would have guessed this just because it's the first thing that came to mind, but I wasn't confident at all. Harmonic R&B subgenre, again, I have no idea with just that extra letter. Rear, I threw in hind as we're fixing the crosses as we did the downs. TED Talk, so speech recognition. So you're giving a speech, aka TED Talk regarding cognition, which would be somewhere in neuropsychology. So speech recognition. Play on words to speech regarding cognition. Journalist Holt, is it Lester Holt? It's a name that sounds familiar, and that would work with steeple if you look at 64 across. Herbal supplement used as a cold remedy. Is it like echinacea? C with an E, I think. So that would put steeple there. Whoop. Fix that. Yeah. All right. We'll check the other downs for speech recognition. Doo-wop. I don't know if that's necessarily harmonic, but sure, let's call it an R&B subgenre. So we'll keep going with the crosses. Tisks. Is this our plan or not? Should we? Got all the downs to lock that in. Kettles we replaced when teapot was shown to be wrong with Rubik. Oops. Put that L back. Stingy, proven right. Ode, proven right. Erode. Scout's container. Oh, a container that a scout has. So scout did refer to someone going on a recon, or yeah, even a Boy Scout actually. Not something that contains them, but a container that they own. So canteen, very much appropriate. Spot remover. Add spot regarding a mover. U-Haul being the mover. Boom. And whoop. And if we go back, what is the 78 down? Spanish muralist. I still don't know if I wouldn't just have to cycle through the letters if I were guessing from the down alone. Harrow was proven right, even though it was kind of a stab. Cell locked in. NCAA was a guess proven right. Metaphorical bit of progress would be a dent, so that does kind of work. I don't like the word metaphorical for this. Making a dent is more of an idiom, and you don't use it as far as like actual increments if you were to measure progress, so it kind of works. I'm not upset about it. That would make this cert, which I have no way to say that, yeah, locks it in, and I'm super confident in it. So we'll just leave these all penciled in. Chai locked in, Chaser locked in, Hive locked in, chain reaction from all the downs. So email thread is a chain regarding action. Donate now. There you go. Chow time, let's eat. Listings in a blog roll. Sites, I guess. A blog roll is like a listing of different blogs, I'm guessing. So all the different sites for the different blogs in that roll. Only thing I can think of. Hurl, we corrected earlier. Oath stuck in. Gale Green. This is another one along with cert where I'm like, all right, we got everything crossing it, so we're just kind of stuck with it. Tilde locked in. Armani, there you go. I don't know, I wasn't able to think of that. And high resolution, high giddiness is a high regarding solution. So I have a high being giddy regarding solving this puzzle. And if we get the last down here, I don't know French, so we'll have to cycle back through. Flattened, ironed, stuck. I put there as a guess, but it stuck, and T is proven right. Reason, well, someone might go streaking, so that would be a dare. Actually, why the fuck is there C here? Yeah, I thought it was going to be like NBC or ABC, but it was wrong, so I'll remove that. But this is dare. Reason, someone might go streaking. Les, I don't know how the fucking what French is, but the S would be here, and that would work with TBS. So, hoping I got everything right. Hour and 3 minutes and change. Throw in the S, and yeah, got everything right. Didn't have to get yelled at that I was wrong. Actually, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a good number of answers just from the crossings. And if we were to number the crosswordies 5, 10, 20, 15, 20, there's close to 50 actually. Can I easily change this formatting to numbers? Format. Sorry, I'm doing this all off camera. Check. Bulleted, numbered list. Nearly 40 crosswordies that I actually took down. But I stopped actually taking them down for a while, so I'll put them into. Did I have Sublime? Yeah. Nope. Anyways, I'll switch over to this notes app. I can go through all the. I won't bother going through it. It is a long list. There's literally 39 clues that are crosswordies. But yeah, if you start keeping in mind the words that pop up frequently, you'll be able to fill up a lot of the crossing words that hopefully fill out the ones that you're not so confident or know nothing about. There are 2 proper nouns in there that I definitely would not have guessed otherwise, and some of them alone were still guesses. So again, cert and Gale being 2 I just really would not have bothered trying to guess. Some of them were really hard to do otherwise. What the fuck is rondos? Yeah, there's another one. I didn't even realize I got all the crosses for this, but that I would never have guessed either. TBS, also considered crosswordese, but I ended up getting getting this last letter here. Once the T and the B. I didn't even notice that I had the C there. I completely forgot I threw that in. Yeah, that's kind of just how you get through a Sunday crossword. Super clean this time around. I didn't actually solve last Sunday's, but did this one taking my time in an hour and 3 minutes. A lot longer than I will usually get through them in. But also taking notes on the side and taking more time to explain my thought process too. But yeah, I probably would have solved this in closer to 40 minutes otherwise if I wasn't really taking my time and explaining everything. But it's kind of it. Finished my beer. Still got a lot of water to drink. That's kind of it for the Sunday.